Every time you get me. What's going on, world? It's your boy Big Chips here with BiznChips.com and our Thursday wake-up call live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, located at BiznChips.com/live. What's going on, Steve?
He's so nice. He's so nice. Did you see my video today?
That book looks familiar, though.
Oh, that's the GoPro book, man. I'm so excited about that thing. I'm still diving deeper into it. It's like a swimming pool for the good side of your brain, man. Like, you know, it's brain candy. It's a good thing. I love it. It's the foundation of all kinds of good stuff for me. And I've actually used it to bring my business to kind of a newer level. And that's something I'll talk about a little bit later in the show today. But there's all these realizations that you get to when you've hit a 6-month point in this industry or a year in this industry. And you can actually get to those places, those levels of maturity in this industry by doing things like feeding your brain with good stuff, surrounding yourself with good people that give you good value, kind of like the Biz and Chip Show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Just saying, man. Trying to get everything situated. I'm running so behind today. Got to make sure I have my notebook in hand, a pen in hand, get some knowledge myself as we do this. But it's kind of funny you say that because funny thing is, last night this morning, should I say about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was talking to a young lady who I can't really say she had an epiphany, but she decided she was going to try something new with her business. It's our business, and she's on our team, but she just decided she was going to try something new, and she's like, she told me, you may know how to do this, or you may do this now, but this is it, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. And I just kind of smiled, and I said, that's the beauty of network marketing. Basically, just a soft approach. Talk about the product. Invite them for more. Don't ever just go for a sale. Invite them to look at something. Make sure they want to do it. Everybody talks about closers and all this stuff, but Double G3, Greg Gomez III, he is probably one of my favorite people, and he's just funny. But like the thing to closing is getting the yes, and I kind of make it a joke. Me and my wife do now, but is every time he says something, I'll be like, I will go on his post and I'll try to get a yes. But what he says is, when you're trying to do something, try to get 5 yeses before you ever try to close the sale or make the deal or get the click on the link or whatever. So on an online world, you can use that in a way of trying to get them to come into agreement with you. And I say all this because her epiphany was basically in this process of network marketing, of going after the yes, going after that time commitment of saying, yes, I have time for you. Yes, I'm willing to look. Yes, I am open for new information. Yes, I keep my options open. Whatever else people are going to spam you with. And I always look at what people do, but there's just something about simplicity. And that's basically what she got. And in this industry, we overcomplicate it. We make it so freaking hard. And it does not have to be that way. It is simple. It is easy. And I mean, I hate to say can, but you can can messages and just go in a series. Because one thing I've learned, speaking of GoPro, is Eric Worre, he didn't harp on it, but it's like he really stressed inside the, I forget which chapter it is, probably inside presentation, given the presentation, where he stresses the fact of he always tried to make it about himself and what he knew or what he could do, instead of just pointing the people to the presentation, stuff that's already done for you. And it's not a canned message, but it's almost like that in a way. You just say, hey, do you have, however long your videos are, if you're in one company, it's going to be an hour. Do you have an hour to view 5 seconds worth of information? Or,
yeah,
I had to. But do you have 8 minutes to view a video or to look at some information? You're asking them for a yes or no question, and never ask a question that you already don't know the answer to. So yes or no, there's gonna be an answer. But I think it's cool when you keep things simple, you keep things real, things become easier. And all that to say that that's exactly what she's kind of gotten out of this, was that, oh my gosh, face palm. I've been doing this the wrong way the entire time. Do you need to blog? No. I mean, I recommend it. It's good for search engine, for finding you, getting more eyeballs to what you're doing, but you don't have to. Do you have to do video marketing? No, you don't have to. You get more eyeballs coming at you, you get more people finding you. I highly recommend it. So all of these things that we're bred and taught that we have to do, you don't have to do. There's no legal rule saying this is your law, you must follow. You just have to be ethical. I see a lot of unethical people out there, and I've been dealing with a few of them today. But just be ethical. Be honest. That kind of goes with being ethical. And just be you. And today, I thought, how fitting, as we talk about this show is the power of you. The power of you. No business is going to work without you in it, right? So, you got anything to add about that?
Yeah, man, I actually wrote a lot of the stuff that down, and this is fantastic, man. I love a whole ton of this stuff. This is let me start at the top here. This is the best thing you said. I hear that rings so true that I have a hard time still letting go. Check it out. Keep it simple. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple, man. That's it. That's all you got to do. Everyone's like, what? No, come on, man. Look, it's the internet, man. It's 2014, dude. You can't keep anything simple. Everything's in overdrive and digitized and mesmerized. And no, it's not, man. It's absolutely not. Jeremy, and the last thing I wanted to touch on here was you don't have to do anything but market. That's what I have written here. So you don't have to do the blog, like you said, the video marketing, all that stuff. I kept, as I heard you throw those ingredients into the pot, I'm like, those are things that change the taste of chicken. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, one of the best things for me that I can eat when I go to the gym is a chicken, right? Good old piece of chicken for me, right? That's it. It's good protein. It's good for me. It's not high in fat and in carbohydrates. It's just protein. It's good for me. That, to me, is my marketing. That's the meat and potatoes. That's the chicken right there. You start throwing pepper and you start throwing honey in there. You start throwing garlic and whatever else in there. Like, sure, it changes the flavor a little bit of coating, a little bit of cherries on top, sprinkling, whatever the fluff is. But at the end of the day, you order chicken on the menu. That's what you expect to get. I really don't care about all the extra fluff. You know what I mean? And you're right. The blogging, the videos and stuff, that just helps you. That moves everything from 80 to 85. You know what I mean? That means you're going from freeway speed to ultra ludicrous speed, which is good for your business. That helps you in the end. But listen, guys, so many people get caught up in the beginning. Just, I'm going to use a bad word, stupid caught up in the fact that they have to go from product and promotion and system and all of these different tactics in order to get themselves out there. They try and plaster themselves everywhere and do so much stuff, they forget to market. And the most important thing, Jeremy, you just said this, man, it's you, the power of you. You are what people want to gravitate towards. In this business, we are working with people. You might not want to believe that, but every single person that, I believe this, okay, every single person that joined Jeremy and I on our team probably joined us because of us. They didn't just sign up and say, hey, there's Steve and Jeremy. I know they're with a certain company. I really like that company, I like the products, so who cares who I join? Well, you know what? People do care. They really do care, because we're going to be here 24/7 for you all the time, every day, all week, all year long, for all time, right? That's what we do. That's what people who care do. You gravitate towards those people, and those people attract those types of people. Okay, so if you're somebody who cares about your business and cares about people and providing them with all kinds of value, then that's the kind of people you're going to attract to you. But keep it simple. At the same time, if we sat here and overcomplicated things with our team and just, like, I'm going to tell you, we've done some things in the past that Jeremy has taken, ton of stuff and tried to make it simple for people. But at the end of the day, there's just an awful lot of stuff out there, and people just get so caught up in trying to do the Twitter and the Pinterest and the LinkedIn, and they're trying to get a blog up and running. They're worried about SEO, and they're worried about all the SEO techniques that go with their stuff. Hey, look, just get started. Just get started. Think about yourself. What is it that you have to offer people? Remember that people are going to gravitate towards you. And remember, at the end of the day is when you can look back and say, did I do the chicken? Am I the chicken, or am I the pepper? Am I the topping? Am I a little bit of, did I get anything accomplished today? Get the meat and potatoes of the day done. Keep it simple. And remember that you are what people want in this industry. It's a people-person industry, and I'm grateful for it. You know what? That's one of the biggest things I had to learn, Jeremy, is to let go of where I have been in the past, where it was a lot more techie, so to speak. You know what I mean? A lot of technical stuff going on, and I've dropped all of that. I'm helping more people. More people are getting more out of what we're doing now, and it's easier, and it's growing faster because of it.
People having more fun.
They're having a blast, man. They're having a blast. How many people are excited for tonight, for our team hangout Thursday nights? I mean, I got 3 messages today, people saying, Steve, I'm just absolutely excited about tonight. I can't wait. Like, I love reading that, man. It's awesome, right?
And I mean, it come to the point, honestly, that we decided instead of doing, like, most of the time what we would do is make a Thursday night like a live public hangout, bring somebody in to speak, give some good value, share the opportunity that we're in, whatever the case may be. But it's become such a good, fun time that we've now dedicated it only to our team. We don't give it to nobody else. You know, I mean, I'm sure other people can watch if they want to, but it's just all about family. And that's the key. And I was looking for something and I can't find it, is when you get into something you actually like to do, when you realize that this industry, your business, your life, is more than just money. It's more than just a thing. It's about what you can do, what you can offer, what you're going to do for those around you, for your kids or future kids or your grandkids, whatever the case may be for you. But it's knowing what value that you have. And the one thing that I keep harping on, and I mean I keep writing it down, is people keep saying, well, I want the lifestyle, or I want to be rich. Okay, well, here's the deal. You get rich one click at a time. One click at a time. That's all it is. It's a numbers game. Yeah. I'm not saying take your heart out of it, but if you want to get rich and that's all you're after, it's a numbers game. Go after the numbers. You know, take your heart off your sleeve. Don't worry about people telling you no. You're gonna get a lot of no's, and just focus on the number. Take notes. Figure out what you did wrong. Maybe where, if you can record something, like if you're on a hangout or something and you want to record it or whatnot, you make sure you have the permission to record it for just training purposes or whatever. But see where you were talking or where you were saying something and it just went so far south. You know, where you can say, yeah, I didn't catch that time. Or you can see somebody's perked up and they're ready to jump on something and they're ready to buy, and you still feel like you have to give an hour-long presentation. You know, that's the biggest problem I see excuse me, with a lot of people, is they feel like they have to give a presentation. They have to tell you about everything. That my throat is dry today. Sorry about that. But they have to give the presentation. And here's your clue. Listen to the people. Hear them, what they're saying. Because there's clues that people give you, just like a cookie crumb, you know, here and there, follows you right to the treasure. You know what I'm saying? You've just got to pay attention to where they're at. What emotion are they invoking? How are they talking? Are they talking about needing more information? Or are they talking about how they're just not really there yet, so you know which way to guide them? Because there's really only two ways that people feel. They either have that lack of themselves and belief in themselves that they don't think they can do something, like they're not a salesman, or they're not as smart as you, or as fast talking as you, or as charismatic as you, or that network marketing thing's a pyramid, or I heard that thing doesn't work, or I heard that thing's failing. You know, all these things, and you can hear these objections, and don't really justify them. Don't stop everything you're doing just to justify their feelings right then and there, because 9 times out of 10, it's not real. It doesn't matter. It's not something you need to worry about. Just continue to go on, go forward, but listen to what they say, because they give you clues. Whether it's a the lack of belief, should I say, in themselves, you can take them down that road of, you know, I feel what you're saying. You know, I felt that way, But this is what I found out by doing this, that I don't have to worry about that. We have presentations, or we have team leaders, or we have team that are willing to jump on a hangout or jump on the phone and help you, and whatever the case may be. Help them in that area. If they have a lack in network marketing as a whole, figure out where that comes from. Figure out why they've got this issue, not attack them like, you're stupid, but just kind of find out, see, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel it's a pyramid? And, 9 times out of 10, nobody even knows what a pyramid is. And get into our conspiracy theories, the whole Illuminati bullcrap, is everything's a pyramid. You can turn anything into a pyramid. It's the whole Illuminati and conspiracy theory and all this stuff wrapped up into one, that everything goes back to a pyramid, but it is the strongest geometrical shape. So if you believe in strong, well-built things, then a pyramid is actually pretty good. But how can you turn it around? Can you make them laugh? Can you make them see something on the other side? The grass isn't greener on the other side until you're over there, and then you notice how green the grass is on your side. So it's not that one thing, but it's how you get them to see both sides. Mm-hmm. Is there bad in this industry? Oh, yeah. There's a lot of bad in this industry. But you know what? There's a lot of bad in this world. And I'm sure hanging out at the water cooler at your office, or on your route, whatever, you see and hear a lot of bad stuff from the people you work with or people you supply or whatever. There's bad everywhere, but life is what you make it. So if that's all you're out there looking for is all the bad, trust me, my friends, that's what you're going to find. Mm. You go in, who was it? I think it was Zig Ziglar. I go back to him every time. If you go out into the world looking for a friend, they're scarce. They're hard to find. But if you go out to the world and be a friend, they're everywhere. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's all these little metaphoric things and symbolisms and all these things, but you honestly can change your direction, your life, your business, just by what you put in here. All by the power of you and the power of what you believe to be true. If somebody opens up a... What was it? Quick funny story. So a parent has kids, and these kids keep doing everything that the children are doing, and he's trying to con them into believing whatever. So the father said, I'm going to teach these kids a lesson. And he had them all over, and he made them brownies. And as these brownies were making, and they smelled so good, the kids were all excited. And he fed them the brownies, and they just enjoyed them. He said, funny thing about these brownies is they have a special ingredient in it. Kids are kind of looking at each other like, what? He's like, what's that? Those brownies are full of crap. And it kind of looked like, huh. It's like, no, really, I put dog crap in it. So I baked those brownies with dog crap. So they're all spitting it out, Dad, you suck, you suck. But the thing of it is if it's made with crap, baked with crap, cooked with crap, it's still crap. And if you ingest it, you ingest crap. So just like these brownies that were made of crap, and they spit it out real fast, that's what you've got to do. You got to get yourself to this point, this section in your life, and say, I don't want this anymore. I don't want that feeling. I don't want that emotion. I don't want that overcoming anger, because I'm one. We're all easily accessed. We all have access to the same things, good and bad, happy, mad, whatever. So it's what you decide to do. It's the power of you. Steve?
Yeah. How do I follow that up? The cookie story, eh? It's what I found out more, like I said a little bit earlier, I just alluded to this, but I've had way more success in the last probably 3 months than I have in the previous, 9 months of my business. And it's funny because when I joined my new company, my attitude had to change. I had no choice but to leave behind my other thoughts. They just didn't function with this company, this team, or these products. It just didn't work. So there is a little bit about yourself there's a lot about yourself that you got to bring to the table that makes you successful in your business with a company. Remember that. It's always you first, then it's your business, okay? And then it's a company. A company became great, it's fantastic products, all that stuff, a comp plan, that's fine. But at the end of the day, people care about you. It's hard to understand what that means. And unfortunately, too many people, and I just said this to Jeremy before we started the show, too many people get caught up in the fact that I don't know enough about the product. I don't know enough about the company. I don't know enough about the comp plan. I don't know how to sell this. I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, it's about you. If people believe you, they see that you honestly believe in your heart, your mind, and your soul. If you're talking to people, and I can do it with my fingertips, I can write you for 10 minutes because I believe in this so much and absolutely without a doubt have you convinced 100% anybody guaranteed that my product and my company is a good thing. It's a positive thing. It will put you in the green, right? That I can help you. Jeremy can help you. Us together as a team can help you grow your business to become successful. That's a given. No, none of this stuff, income disclosure, blah, blah, blah. No, it will work. It will work. We can help you. But the thing is it's you. Remember that, first and foremost. It works for me because it's me. I believe in it 100%, and I'm who is selling the product. I am who is in charge of my company. I am representing my business. So when people gravitate towards the company, the business, no, they don't. They gravitate towards me. They're like, you know what, this guy's cool. He's crazy. He's funny. He's honest. He believes in this. He's a hard worker. I want to work with this guy. I think that no matter what obstacles I come up against, these guys, the business ship guys, they're going to help me out. They're going to do what it is that they do that helps people succeed, which is why our team is growing, which is why we love what we do. It doesn't get any better. It just can't get any better. And every day I get a little bit further into the future. I get slapped in the head a little bit harder. Every day I get out of the shower, every time I wake up, every time I head towards this laptop, every time Jeremy and I go to start a conversation or we open up the webcam, every day I feel that much further into the future about the success of our business. And it's a cool feeling. I feel like I'm constantly moving forward all the time. Before I was fighting to stay alive, scratching to get sales, trying to find leads. I was out there trying to drum up traffic every way I could. Now, the big secret for today is I'm celebrating in not only my success and Jeremy's and yours, you guys that are watching, but I celebrate in the entire team's success. The people that are actually winning at this, I show them off. I put them up there like trophies on a pedestal. Check it out. Look at the people that are having success. Other people are, every single day I have people. I mean, I can pull up conversations right now saying, hey, Steve, listen, this is crazy, but I mean, your wall is plastered with all the success of all these other people, but it's your wall. What's wrong with that? Like, how is it that you share that? And I just had this conversation with a few people on a hangout yesterday with Zach, and I said, look, here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. It might be my wall, but it's our team. It's our business. This is about us now. We're a family. No screwing around. This is not a joke. And go, how am I going to scheme? How am I going to design? How am I going to move forward in my business? I don't care about that anymore. All I care about is helping my team, helping out the people that are newcomers, that just joined today. I mean, I think, geez, was it yesterday? I think April joined yesterday. April joined yesterday with us. I had her, she had already watched all 5 videos by the end of the day. She had already made 2 videos, 2 of her own videos. One was just a thank you to the entire team. She was that freaking excited to be on board with us. I mean, this girl's just blasting off. Unbelievable. That is the kind of business, now that never happened before, ever, ever. I mean, that is the kind of thing that I want to be around. And when people see that today, they're writing. I'm getting 2 or 3 more messages from people today saying, hey, Steve, I saw that you posted a video of another girl who actually just joined you yesterday who did a thank you video just for joining the company. Is it what's that all about? Is it that cool? Yeah, it is. You kidding? I mean, literally, we have people who are excited just to hang out with us tonight. Maybe because it's cool. We're going to mastermind. We're going to talk about our futures and stuff. And that's one other thing I had written down here is that, Jeremy, when you said that when you have a conversation with people, you can tell an awful lot about them by their emotions. You had about everything from what it is they talk about, their mannerism, all that stuff. That's important. That's something else that maybe I'll talk about in another show one time. We'll go into deeper. But when I have conversations, and you do with people as well, listen, you guys have seen the way people write, whether they use capitals or not, their punctuation, the emotions that they put into the words that they use. Do they talk about the past? Do they talk about the future? Do they talk about hardships? Do they talk about a vision of where they want to go? It's very simple. Jeremy told you that these guys are actually giving you tips and clues all the time of how they want to be involved in this conversation, right? They're giving you all kinds of information. They're literally paving the road for you, saying, look, this is how I want to be talked to. So do that. That's the secret of being a good marketer, is not blasting people with how it is you want to talk. It's listening to them first and finding out how it is they want to be spoken to, right? And talk to people on their level. They'll appreciate that. You know, that will bring your business probably further than anything else. If you just sit there and, you know, and teach or you know, push out something in a certain way, people are going to look at it and think, hey, if that's all you've got to offer, I'm not interested, you know. But if you're willing to bend in the wind with the reeds, you know, like just go like water, flow with it, listen, pay attention. People will tell you everything you want to know if you let them speak, right? So I should probably let Jeremy speak now. I get sucked up enough of that clock.
Man, that's nailing it. I was just sitting here looking at a couple other things because, you know, the thing of it is when you're out in public, okay, and it's a boy and a girl situation, and you're wanting to talk to a girl, you're wanting to talk to a guy, whatever. There's this little dance that goes on, okay, and when somebody makes a connection, they start to kind of, my camera's a little low today, they start to kind of form and become one, and it's called matching and mirroring. You know, you start saying the same things, or you make the same gestures as each other. You know, he crosses his leg, you cross yours, and you know that you're in sync with somebody. You can use this same thing for an online realm. It's just a little harder, but it goes back into paying attention to what they're saying. If they're talking about the past, I don't really like this one per se, because I want people to get over their crap, let that go. It already happened, move on. But sometimes you need to kind of go backwards to move forwards. So, you know, you can go back in time and relate to something. You know, this is what I felt. You know, this is what happened to me and where I was going. And once I realized that this was an option, this option became so powerful that it moved me all the way up here, just like that. You know, give them a reason to have emotion toward good, and emotion is motion, so you can either go good or bad, forward or backwards. So don't push people away. And the one thing I notice about a lot of people is they're very, very negative, just very negative. Everything's a poor pity party. Oh, always me, my life is always so hard and bad. And you got to get over that crap, because the more you entertain those feelings, the more energy that you devote to that, the more you create. Because here's the thing. You wake up in the morning. You wake up happy. Everything seems to be going good. You stub your toe. What happens? Your day's ruined. So you're driving down the highway. Someone cuts you off, and then you get stuck in traffic or get stuck at a red light, and something happens where you're just, you know, rage comes out. If you sit there and focus on that rage, what are you going to create more of? Rage. You know, they tell the story of this trickle effect, and they call it kicking the cat. When you get mad, just go kick the cat. You know, don't go back to work. Take it out on a secretary, who takes it out on a phone receptionist, who comes home, takes it out on their son, who goes up and kicks the cat because everybody's against them. You know, if it's your problem, just drive over to the receptionist's house and kick her cat. It's that easy. But the point is just to get over it. Let it go. Let it go. If you get cut off, you get cut off. You know, I've seen enough people get shot and killed by flipping a bird or riding the tail end of a car, doing all this stupid stuff because they're mad because someone pulled out in front of them, or someone's going too slow. You know, all these things. And I told a story time ago when I lived in D.C. I had to go to Richmond, and it's a 3-4 hour drive. And what happened is I was so far behind. I was running late, so I was in this emotional feeling of panic, anger, because I couldn't get nothing done. I couldn't get in the car to get there. And had everything gone as planned, everything worked, right down the road of me being an hour behind, it is like 30, 45 minutes actually, but being behind, there was a wreck, a bad wreck that happened that I would have been involved in. Because there's like 15 some odd cars, and it had just happened 30, 45 minutes, whatever time before that. So that would have been me. On time, in the location I needed to be, bam. You know, so I think it was from that point on that I realized every single thing has purpose. Everything has meaning. Everything happens for a reason. Whether you believe in a religious format, whether you believe in the universal format, whatever the case is, all the principles are the same. Whatever you put your energy toward is what you're going to create more of. You know, if something bad happens and you just trigger and go into that, the rest of your day is going to be crap. And I know everybody's sitting there shaking their head because you've all done it. Everybody does it. But it's what do you do from that point? Where do you go? It's all the power of you. You control everything in this world. It's your world. We're just living in it. All right? That's what you got to understand. So when you go out into the world, what are you going to create? What are you going to manifest today? What is your energy going to create more of? And when you start looking at it from this standpoint, and you really put your whole self into it, believe me, whatever you're thinking right now, carry that emotion, and you'll create more of that what you're thinking about. You know, Think and Grow Rich, the book that everybody swears by. The whole content of this whole book is think about it. Manifest it in your head. Keep it going into your mind, into your subconscious, until you actually push it out and create that which you really want. It's a manifestation. It's creating and getting yourself in a mindset. The whole fake it before you make it is saying believe that you are a leader. Believe that you are $1 million earner. Don't go telling everybody that you are, because you're not, and that's BS, and people are going to come back on you. And the more you say you're something that you're not, that's what, trust me, you're going to get found out. But in yourself, in your mind, in what you do, it's all about you. So whatever you think about, whatever you feed your mind is what you're going to speak into your life. So back to the whole brownie story. All right, the whole point of that, the story actually came from kids who wanted to watch a bad movie, foul language, murder, all this stuff, and the father was basically saying, look, you can, it's full of crap, you know, when you do it and you watch it or you hear it, you visualize this stuff, you're desensitizing yourself, you're allowing this garbage into yourself, garbage in, garbage out. And the whole brownie story was saying, okay, here's truth and fact. You said that it won't hurt you. This poop, this dog poop, the crap that I put in these brownies, cooked at the highest degree, you know, made sure there was no bad stuff going to happen. It cooked out all the germs. It's fine. The brownies tasted good, didn't they? You know, it's just a little crap. That little crap's not going to hurt you. It's not going to affect you. You know, but the point is yes, it will. These little bad things you put in your mind and the things that you live to let affect you. And I don't say TV's bad, but like we don't watch TV anymore because it's conspiracy theory. Because they're brainwashing you. Do you understand that? They're brainwashing you, and everybody talks about this NLP stuff and everything else, and I was because I do this stuff to my family too. You know, my mom especially. I'm always doing some kind of mind manipulation on her. But the point is they're like, well, you're just trying to hypnotize somebody? Is that what it's about? No, you're not trying to hypnotize anybody. You're trying to de-hypnotize people, because everybody in this world is walking, especially America. God, especially in America. We're like zombies. It's TV, 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 and we live for this garbage. And we want to live our lives through something else or somebody else. And we would rather sit down for an hour and watch the Kardashians and somehow live our life through them and all the stuff that they're doing, instead of getting off our butts and going and getting it ourselves. You don't have to be a movie star. You don't have to be a singer or a musician. You don't have to be an actor at all. You can build a business and build the money to do everything that you want. Everything that you want. You can have everything that you need. People get mad at people who buy these cars, and Steve looking at this Audi. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's people going to be hating on him for even posting a picture about it. Well, who is he to buy an Audi? Doesn't he know there's poor people in this world? Yeah, but here's the deal. Him being poor is not going to make somebody else who's poor rich. It's not going to happen. This Obama country we live in of share the wealth is not going to save our country. Taking money from the rich to give to the poor, who's just going to spend it on stupid shit anyways. Crap anyway. It's not going to matter. You go through people on welfare, there are a lot of people that need help. I needed help. Okay? I come from a point of losing everything I had. I had to reach out for help. I had to reach out for food stamps, or else I couldn't have gotten my family food. I've been broken. I know. But when you live on a system, when you live in a computer database, that's all you will ever be. You will be a droid. You will be a drone of a broken system, of a broken market. Oh, well, let's just tax them more. Here's a good scenario for you. Did you know that Americans who pay income taxes, did you know that none of that actually pays for jack crap? You're actually paying the Treasury Department. You're paying the Federal Reserve. A Federal Reserve who is a federal contractor who has nothing to do with our country except to make more money. These little case and tidbits, I'm getting into the conspiracy theories now. I need to stop that. But the case in point is when you live in this, you deserve something, you're owed something, you're not owed nothing, Cupcake, at all. And that's the problem, is we are taught, we are ingrained, and it's embedded into our subconscious by the media, okay? Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to be these little puppets so they can pull the string and make you jump when they want you to jump. They ingrain in your subconscious that you are entitled, that it's cool to be poor. There's more broke people now than there ever has been. And it's like the craze. You hear people, well, did you know that they raised the limit on this and you can go get that? Yeah, I don't care. It's popular to be broke. It's good to be poor. And if you are successful, if you do something good with your life, you're looked down upon like you're stealing something. You're a crook. You're harming our world. We look at people like Warren Buffett, and I mean, Donald Trump's not the best example in the world. Let's just get real. But people like this that have a lot of money. Look at Shark Tank. Kevin Harity. Now, when he came out and said that he doesn't have a problem with rich people. We deserve our money. We deserve everything that we get because we bust our butts to get it. We work hard to get to where we're going. Do I feel like I need to pay out a bunch of people sitting on their butts not doing jack crap? No, I don't. I was there. I come from a very, very, very poor family. Broken mindset, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, the whole 9 yards. I come from that lifestyle. I didn't want that lifestyle. I still don't want that lifestyle. When I think about where I was, where I've come from, I can look back and say it's a choice. It was the power of me, just like it's the power of you. You have a choice every single day. You have a chance to make a decision. Think about it. Decision taken apart, incision, you're cutting, right? D is away, so you're cutting away something. So when you make a decision to change your life, you're cutting away all this bad stuff, all this crap that's taken over your life or your mind or your thoughts. I know I'm on a tangent, Steve. I can't help it. I can't help it. I don't know.
Hey, man. I said this in another show, and I'll say it again today, and I think this is something that Richard had partially taken away from another show, and it just reminded me because I was just looking at his picture there. It popped up. But I said this before. I said, don't let your past define your future, okay? Or the people around you. Don't let their past define your future. Don't let the past of your family, right? Even your own experience, Jeremy. Don't let them, anything in your past, define where you want to go, right? I know you don't. You're the one guy I can't say has ever done that. You couldn't be any more different from 10 years ago. The point is I see so many people who you're right. Let's keep this positive, but at the same time, so many people who with that car picture, for example, they aren't in a good place in their life, let's say, for example, and it's so difficult to get to a real happy place in life. Now, it really isn't, but I'm just gonna give those people a little bit of, whatever. So let's say it's very difficult to get to a happy place in life, and you're stuck, you're miserable, you're kind of, oh crap, man, everything sucks. I get on Facebook and I see somebody having success, somebody's doing something good. Instead of patting them on the back, saying, way to go, congratulations, that's awesome, good for you, you deserve it, you earned it, whatever, you're right. Some people have a tendency to kind of hate a little bit for some reason, like, oh, that's stupid, that's dumb, that's just dumb, what a waste, that's dumb. I think it's easier for some people to bring the rest of the world down to their level because it's too hard to rise up to be, at a higher level with the people that are happy than around them. So to make a long story short, I have never once ever purchased anything new for myself in the history of my life. 21 years in the military, I've served the public. 41 years I've just given. I've cleaned up car parking lots since I was 13. I've served. I've done everything. I've never done anything for myself. My daughter has her education paid for. Like I said in that little post, I put away money for my wife's retirement, even my children's. I've done every good thing I could ever think of in life. And you're right, I post one picture of one new object that I'd like to have. My car isn't new, my old one, my motorcycle isn't new, any of the stuff that I own, nothing is new, nothing. The only thing our house, okay, we just bought a house, right? Finally, after all those years, we bought a house. Instead of that 50-year-old thing in Lower Crackville there, that's falling apart. But my point is I post that, and I did it for two reasons. I even wrote them down. One was to see what kind of engagement a post like that would get versus putting value. I put freaking value on my page. Versus a photo of a car that says, should I? ? I got 20, 30 comments, so many likes, blah, blah, blah. I could post something saying something like, don't let your past define your future. And like 6 people will be like, yeah, I like that, that's cool. Yeah. Really? So it's interesting to see where people's mindset are after me. Just almost, you can scroll down my page and there's an awful lot of value in, marketing and all about giving and videos that I've created, blood, sweat, and tears I've put out, everything. And it comes up to me getting something, me rewarding myself after all this time for something. And you're right, there's some people on there who are like, oh, well, why would you do that? People wrote me a private message saying that's kind of a waste of money. Do you know how much gas that thing burns? Do you have any idea how much gas I burn in the helicopter when I go to rescue somebody off the side of a mountain or a fisherman in a boat? Nobody complains then. $100,000 worth of fuel gone in like 4 hours. Nobody cares, because it's for a good deed. But let me get back to that for a sec, Jeremy, about the leadership thing. You touched on that, and you were asking earlier about who leaders are and why do people look at them. And you wake up in the morning and your day's just all set, it's perfect, ready to go. You stub your toe, it kind of goes downhill from there. People's mindset, everything you do, and everything you ever will do in your life is completely controlled by your mind, 100%, not your body. Your mind does it. When you think, oh, but Steve, hold on, I hurt my back is sore. No. That's your brain, your mind, sending a signal from your back telling you not to bend a certain way too far, whatever, because that's preventing you from making more damage, right? Everything is controlled by your mind. including when you look at a leader, pick any leader. I can always pick Jonathan Budd because I post that picture about a car, right? And I was looking at him a while ago, and I'm like, you know where Jonathan Budd started? I think he started in his mom's basement. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe I read the story wrong, but I'm pretty certain that Jonathan Budd started in his mom's basement. And I'm pretty sure that Apple started in a garage, right? All these places where they started from nowhere, and people are like, yeah, but that's, you know, Steve Jobs. That's Jonathan Budd. Yeah, but that's them. Well, it is them today. Was it them 20, 30 years ago? No. It was a dude in a garage with his dad's tools. What about then? What about the people driving by, walking by? You could be walking by looking in somebody's garage, tinkering away and going, that guy, he's just Joe Bin, average Susie cream cheese in there, tinkering on something. Who knows what? You're just some guy in a basement or at your house, on your laptop, on a phone, typing away something. It doesn't mean you can't look into your own future. Don't let your past and other people's past define your future, right? You're going places, you know it. It's your mind that's going to bring you there. So when you look at these leaders, when you look at these people, what do? They motivate, they inspire, and they educate, right? That's the three things for me a leader does. Motivate, inspire, educate. And when people look at them, you think, well, what do? They give value. Right? I wrote this down. They give value. They give you hope. They give you a vision. They give you knowledge. They're giving. They constantly give. So if you're taking away from people, if you're bringing them down, if you're not putting out positive stuff, you're not a leader. You're not acting like one. And you're probably never going to be one. You've got to literally, if you want to get to that page, you need to cut off all the negativity insta-frickin-matically. You need to stop and reevaluate what it is you're doing. If the business isn't flourishing like you want, is it because it's something you're doing, or is it because the rest of the 7 billion people in the world are doing it wrong, right? Chances are it's not the rest of the world. It's you. Because there's other people that are having success. And why? 9 times out of 10, it's because they are smiling. They're happy. They're at that level like we talked about earlier, right? Don't be down in the dungeon. Be happy. Yeah, you stubbed your toe. Get over it. Life goes on. Somebody cut you off. What are you going to do about it? You know? You just can't live your life like that, man.
I gotta say something funny because you were talking about, you know, people who just create things, you know, out of a garage, a basement, whatever. There's a guy, Dan, lives here, and actually lives in an apartment, but he's still a millionaire. And here's what's funny is him and his friends were in college, and they were just always doing practical jokes, and they thought it would be funny to, you know, like the fake puke and all this stuff that they throw out and leave out and whatnot. They were working in the basement, driving people crazy. You know, to hear him tell a story, but he said people looked at him like he was stupid. They thought he was just a drug addict doing something really bad and heinous with his life. What he was doing was creating a smell. Oh my God. What they created was fart in a can. Or like a spray. I think it's like a spray, really. And it was a practical joke. But the dude made millions of dollars just because you could take it, spray it, and it's the most heinous thing to ever smell. But it's fart in a can. And that's what he was creating. They were sitting there and they were really trying to figure out, because they knew that they could really make money because of all this stuff that they were buying. He took a leadership role, although the product's very weird and not something, you know, normal people would buy, but they took an idea and they put belief behind it. They put a strategy behind it. They made goals. They weren't going to stop just because a bunch of people were telling them they were worthless, or telling them they were drug addicts, or calling the law on them, thinking that they were making meth or something in the basement. They just said, I'm going to, until. You know, Thomas Edison. He didn't fail 10,000 times. He found 10,000 ways not to create a light bulb. But in the process, created 10,000 different inventions and ways to make a bomb, a flash bomb, and all these different things. So don't look at things as failures. Look at them as outcomes. Everything is an outcome, but it's what you do with it that defines where you're going. Sorry, I just had to say that because it was funny.
Yeah. Listen, there's two things I know as I just wrote this. It was kind of cool. She said, what did she say? She said, I had no idea people would think that, you know, buying a car is ridiculous. Why are we working so hard? Is it because we want to buy things? It's because we want to buy things that we most want to enjoy, right? That's the way I read it. But I mean, yeah, you have to think about it. If somebody else outside your life dictates what you can do with your achievements in life, then who are you living for? Who are you working for? Who does number 2 work for? You know, who are you providing for? It's funny. It's really funny. I mean, it's strange, but the reason I bought the current car that I have was because I was in a really bad accident with the one before that, an older car, and it didn't have very good airbags, didn't have side airbags, it had nothing. So I bought, a car, the one I have now, that's really safe. It's got like 10 airbags in it and everything, and it's all-wheel drive. I got that car because I wanted something safe. Everybody's like, oh, you bought a family sedan. Why'd you buy that? Why do you need all the bells and whistles or anything else that's in there, all that stuff? I actually didn't care about that stuff. I bought it primarily because it was safe to start with. But now you get to a point in your life where if you are working that hard and you have that ability to enjoy life, something that that you enjoy, that helps you define happiness. And I gotta tell you, I'm happy when I hop on my motorcycle and I drive it, because I used to have a really busted old Honda VT500, the Honda Ascot, this old thing. It was crappy, dangerous. And I drove it around, and while I enjoyed driving a motorcycle, it was always shaking and there was parts falling off and stuff. It would barely get past the inspection every year, and I was just like, ugh, sketchy, right? I mean, I took the thing to high school. I had it for as long as I can remember. And when I finally got rid of it and got something newer, so of course secondhand, but at least something newer, that was way safer, I enjoyed it way more. I brought my wife on it. It drove her around. She ended up getting a motorcycle as well. All of these things. And it's not because it was a motorcycle. It was because it was a better one. Because I could finally get to a place in the military where I could afford something nice, right? So I bought something and I got to enjoy it. So don't ever think that you need to live by other people's rules. That's another good lesson, is you do what makes you happy. You have a goal, you have a vision, and you work towards it. And you can put this into your marketing, right? And I want you guys to do this. I want everybody to do this. I mean, I know, for an example, like the Fart in a Can. Those guys had an outcome that they wanted to achieve. They're like, you know what? We got the Fart in the Can is what we're going to build. They didn't end up with a nice scented smelling, like one of these little things that smell like pine needles. They didn't end up with that and say, hey, let's stop there. We got a pine needle smell in this can. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's call it Febreze. No, let's make fart in a can. Let's have ass in a can. Why not? Right? And they did it. And that's awesome, because all of the people that have ever become ultra successful are working towards attaining a specific goal. Now, you guys can do this every day. It doesn't have to be something grandiose. It can be something like, look, at the end of the month, I know that with my particular company, I will benefit greatly by having 3 people on my team. Just 3 people will make me free, for example, right? I know the goal for me at the end of this month is to have 3 people on my team. If I have 2, then it's to get 1 more person. If I already have my 3, then it's to help somebody else get their 3, right? That's it. That's my goal. Now work backwards. Go, okay, well, look at this. It's 22nd. I got 8 days. I got 8 days to get 3 people. So that means every 2 or 3 days I need to get 1 person. I got to get off my ass. I got to hustle right now, today. I got to move. I have to do something. Do I have anybody right now? No. Why not? Because I'm sitting on my butt. I'm not doing anything. How am I going to get to people? I got to message them. All right, get started. Go backwards. Know where you want to end up with a small goal. Set yourself on a path to get there. Reach the timeline. If you don't make the timeline, that's okay. The world's not going to stop spinning. But it helps keep you grounded and focused and in line with what it is you're doing. Because basically, people can sit there all month long, okay, for example, and sit there and say, at the end of the month, I need 3 people. And then when it gets to the 20th, they go, holy crap, 20 days gone by, 2.5 weeks. I haven't done anything yet. I got a deadline I got to meet. So what you should have said is, you know what, if I got to get 3 people this week, that means I need 1 person by the 10th, I need the 2nd person by the 20th, and that 3rd person by the 30th of the month, right? So if the 10th swings around and you don't have anybody, you failed. You haven't met your goal. You're already behind. You've made it even easier on yourself to reach the goal by setting a really achievable guideline, but you missed it. So now you got to pick up your socks and your underwear and your pants, whatever's lying around, but then you realize, right? Now you've at least given yourself 20 more days to work at it. But don't wait until the last minute and go, holy shnikes, look at this. Set yourself a goal, know the outcome that you want to achieve, and go for it. But make it in an achievable timeline. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Like Jeremy and I is planning on taking over the world tonight, but it's not a lot of planning.
Sorry, I get attacked. Well, every time I do a show, I'm getting attacked by something. Here's the deal. We're at an hour, so we want to try to keep this show right at an hour for you. But it all comes back around full circle. This is the power of you. It doesn't matter what I say, what Steve says, what anybody else says. It only matters what you do and what you tell yourself. So from today, from today. Make a decision what you want out of life. Make a decision to cut away that which you don't. You know what I mean? And really live life to the fullest and expand yourself. Get outside that box. You know, we got a few people on the team that are really kind of introverted, and they get it kind of, I don't know, not emotional. I can't. That's not the word, but kind of nervous, anxious, anxiety comes in when they go to talk to somebody. Don't let that define you. Break past it. Now, here's the deal, you know, because I'm ADHD, all right? And when I was young, I was told I was dyslexic because my brain moved faster than my body. And truth be known, I would read something, and my eyes would jump around sideways, and I'd read things the wrong direction. And they said, "Oh, your child's dyslexic. He needs help." But, like, I was one of the top students in my class. I just didn't care. You know, because they kept telling me I was stupid. I knew I wasn't stupid, but I just didn't care. I could go in, ace a math test, ace a history test, ace the science test, whatever it was that they were giving me, I'd ace it. I just didn't want to do the homework. I didn't want to do the extra bull crap, and I sure as heck didn't want to sit in that classroom and listen to a boring freaking presentation by some stupid idiot that wants to tell me that I'm stupid. But see, that's what I fed myself. But I always wanted to learn. I always wanted extra education. I always wanted to go further, but people pollute your water. You know, and I went, honestly, until I was probably around 18, 19 years old, that I finally realized that I wasn't dyslexic. You know, it wasn't that I was reading things backwards or sideways or upside down, back, you know, whatever. It was that I literally was going 1,000 miles an hour inside, and I just couldn't get everything going. Like, as I'm talking, I'm reading something totally different than what I'm talking about. I'm seeing messages pop up. I'm looking over here. I'm seeing a fly, a gnat, the squirrel. Sometimes it distracts me, sometimes it doesn't, but, like, I'm doing 1,000 things at one time. One thing I notice is I always have something in my hand. I'm always moving it around. I'm moving my feet. I'm learning exercises that have helped me to actually focus, and I'm actually found something else that we're going to use on my son because he's the same thing. It's what happens when you're intelligent. Your brain gets so big that it can't, your body just can't comprehend it, but it's in ways to these exercises, things that cause you to do more things at once to really get your motor running or whatever, and it helps bring out the creativity. That's why I love DJing, because I would have a record playing, I'd have a record in my ear, and I'd be looking for the next record that was going to match this one that I'm playing. So it was always doing so many things, and I think it was when I honestly started DJing that, like, I started fine-tuning all that, and I was learning that the more I concentrated on using my mind, the more I could do. The better I became, the more creative I began. And that's when I finally realized that I didn't have to be in the dope game. I didn't have to be poor. I didn't have to be living on the streets. I didn't have to worry about strapping a gun. I didn't have to worry about any of this crap that is going on where I was living. I realized that I could do more with my life. I could go further. I could reach new heights. I could become successful. I could go to college and graduate and be the first one to graduate college. Although I don't really give a crap because it's a worthless piece of paper, but I did it just because nobody else had done it. It was an achievement. I set my sights on it. I wanted to do it, so I did it. Yeah. In my personal family, I'm the only one. You know what I mean? And because I just wanted more. You know, if I decided I wanted to do something, dadgummit, I went and did it. Because I wanted to do it. But that's me, because I have the power of me, and I live by the power of me. Now, I believe in God, and I believe in all of that, but I have God in me. So it means I have the power to do what I want, to co-create my life, to have the things that my heart desires. Now, I'm not a fancy person. I don't buy a bunch of crap because that's just not me. I'm still a tightwad. You know, I still come from that. I'm very, I don't know. Plus, my wife's a hippie. What do I do? You know, she wants to live off the earth and all this stuff, so I just kind of, I roll with it. You know, I don't care. I lived off bread, ketchup, and mustard the majority of my life. I can scrounge and not even give two craps. I don't like restaurants anymore because there's too many bad servers. You know, especially in my town where I know most of the people. I don't want to go there. But you know, it's all the power of you. You have the choice right now to decide what you're going to do today, tomorrow, and forever. So make the decision. The choice is yours, and it always has been. We just want to help push you over the edge if you are afraid to jump. So raise your hand, class, if you need me to kick you in the butt and knock you over the edge of that cliff, because I will do it happily. I will do it with a smile on my face and love in my heart as I push you and watch you fall. But you will be falling into greatness, and that's what you got to understand. When you make the decision to jump off this ledge of mediocrity, jump off this ledge of self-limiting beliefs, when you decide to jump off this ledge of just half-assedness, when you make the decision to be great, it'd be my pleasure just to shove you off. Steve, closing words?
Closing words, man. Yeah, you guys have all the power. Keep it simple, for sure. Know the value of yourself and just deliver it to people. That's all they want. Is they just want you. That's it. You're the best thing of the day. And remember, the past doesn't define who you are today. Don't ever let the past define who you are today. And don't let it have anything to do with your future except push you in the right direction, which is hopefully higher. Nobody ever climbed the ladder of success with their hands in their pockets.
I like it. That's the way it works. That's the way we roll. Biz and chip style, baby. What? Simple freedom. Today is your day to make the decision. If you are not on our team, we highly recommend that you click the link below, you contact one of us, get with one of our teammates, get on our team, and get started today, because we are proof of living the complicated life and the complicated business that we had. I don't even talk about the hours. To now, it's just time freedom. This is what you want. This is what the lifestyle's about. You know, kill yourself for 2 years so you can live the life you've always wanted, or you can live the life you always wanted right now and stop waiting 2 daggum years, killing yourself, investing thousands of dollars in products you're never going to use anyway. You know, trainings that are never going to be heard, or, you know, whatever the case may be for you. Stop wasting time. Stop saying, well, I got to work 24 hours a day for 2 years straight to crush it out, and I'm going to get. You ain't got to do that. Start living now. Don't wait until you're making $20,000 a month to live a good life. Do it now. Start a business right now and get to $600 a month. $600 a month will change your life because it's simple. We have people working jobs 40+ hours a week. I've been gone all week working. You know, I hate doing this, but I've been doing it. But I've still been here for my team. I've been here for anybody that messages me. I've been here pitching products and stuff to new people. Because I have time. It doesn't take that much time anymore. The longest I have is trying to make somebody understand that they're overcomplicating this. That's what takes the longest time. So I'm telling you now, stop overcomplicating life. Live simple, live free, and if you want a freaking Audi, go buy a freaking Audi. If you want a freaking Harley, go buy a Harley. If you want a Hyundai because they get better gas mileage, then go buy a freaking Hyundai. There's nothing that's saying you can't have something. Just get what you want. Enjoy life. And friends, live free. It's your boy Big Chips with my home dog, home slice from the Great White North, Steve Barnes. We will see each and every one of you on the other side. Make it a great day. We dare you.